Hi everyone, it's Yi. Welcome back to Frugality and Finance. Today I want to talk about my 2023 financial systems. Alright, so basically this was going to be a 2023 financial goals video until I read the first few pages of Atomic Habits where the author says to not make goals but to make systems. And I haven't finished the book yet, but I'm just going to go with the part that I read. And the part that I read did make a lot of sense because I think I've actually been gravitating towards systems rather than goals in the past few months. It also has a lot to do with me just learning a lot about Ramit Sethi has to say in automating your finances, and I just want to do something like that as well. Mostly because I don't want to have to think about my finances all the time, even though I love thinking about my finances. Instead of just setting a goal of one number that I want to achieve by 2023 for whatever category, like a house down payment, investing contribution for the year, I want to just work on what I want to do every month repeatedly so that I can achieve a certain expectation of what I want that yearly value to be. I don't really want to put thousands and thousands of dollars into one category as a lump sum and only focus on that for 3 months. I now want to just relax on most categories and focus on what is most important to me. In fact, I have the perfect background to show you that. In case you didn't know, I love traveling. I love speaking different languages, and I am obsessed with anything French. In the past few years, at least while paying down debt, I haven't really had the chance to travel as much as I would like, so I really want to make that a priority in my life. That's one thing that's important to me. Besides that, I want to go over the other basic financial things that are important so that at least I can feel good about where I'm at in life otherwise. The first thing I want to focus on is sending $541 a month towards my Roth IRA. This amount would almost max out my Roth IRA for the year, but instead of, adding extra cents in there that may or may not equal exactly to $6,500, I'm just gonna say $541 recurring transfer towards Fidelity every single month on the same date of every month. And then in December of 2023, I'll just add a little bit more towards the end of the month so that I can fully max out that account. And just in case you weren't aware, the contribution limits for a lot of these retirement accounts have actually increased in 2023, Roth IRA being one of them, so it went from $6,000 to $6,500. The second thing I want to do is bring down my 401k contribution to just the company match. Now, in my last video where I went over my 2022 financial goals and how I did mention that halfway through the year of 2022, I had doubled my contribution because I had gotten a pay raise and I was just trying to avoid me spending it and having lifestyle creep get to me, but it did get to me. Either way, I have decided actually very recently that I need to dial back what that contribution is. Not because I can't afford things with the paycheck that I do get, but because I'm shifting my focus from aggressively investing to doing the bare minimum where I can get free money from my company and contribute money to another category that is a little bit more important to me right now. Next, which I had mentioned earlier, is save $500 a month for travel. It is a big number. I think most people would find that to be a little excessive, but honestly, I tend to make the most of every trip that I take. So I'm really happy to finally be able to have a budget that will accommodate everything I want to do on a trip. And I kind of just picked $500 arbitrarily. I have been doing it for a few months now, starting in July of 2022, so it's been pretty consistent. I think it's the perfect amount of money if I want to just, buy a flight or just save enough to book a hotel in advance. The next thing may be a little controversial, but it is the right decision for me and my parents are okay with it. I am going to only contribute a third of my parents' monthly mortgage payment towards their mortgage now. In the past, I have been sending half of their mortgage payment. There are 3 of us, and like I said, I've just been dialing back on some things, and since my parents are completely okay with it and my mom doesn't actually want me to pay them back, I think it's a fair number. It's gonna be a little over $485 a month, and I feel a little conflicted about it because on one hand, I would love for my parents to just not have a mortgage anymore. But on the other hand, it's a very low interest rate, and by the end of this month, even if I only contribute a third of the mortgage payment, they're gonna have less than 6 figures of mortgage left. Even if I do dial back this number, they're still going to be paying extra on the house, but actually not as much as they have been in the past few months, because I think they also want to dial back on what they're contributing so that they can focus on traveling as well, and I'm very happy about that. So I think it's just a much better balance, and even with those changes, they're going to pay off the house in less than 5 years. Hopefully it'll be less than 4 years, but we'll see how everything goes. I just think it's just a great decision overall. You know, I'm dialing back, they're dialing back, and yet they're still sending extra towards the mortgage payment. Last but not least is saving $2,000 a month for a house. Now, I'm a little skeptical of this number. It's a reach, I must say, but I have definitely spent a lot of money in the past few months, and I really do think that this goal is going to be challenging, but it is achievable. I've run the numbers. I have given myself a cushion for spending every month. It's a little less than $1,000 of spending a month, and like I said in my last video, my bare minimum monthly expenses are around $600, so I think it's doable. The issue is that I have picked up a new hobby, rock climbing. You know, it's expensive. I want to get monthly massages now, like, you know, this sort of lifestyle creep stuff, but that should be able to fall within my $1,000 a month of spending goal, so that I can then send $2,000 towards my house. Every 2 weeks, I'm going to have a $1,000 transfer from my checking to my Ally savings account so that I can just stay on top of it, especially when I'm budgeting my money. Let me know in the comments below, what are you hoping to accomplish in 2023?